So after getting that promotion, you got a move to Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
Tell us how that came about.
Yeah, I heard of interest from Wednesday and Barnsley actually. So I think it was Keith Hill at Barnsley and Megson was at Wednesday. So, but naturally, Chef Wed was the bigger attraction, and it was obviously amazing. I felt it felt incredible to know a club that size wanted me. Do you know what I mean? And I was very very excited by it.
And that was League One at the time, yeah?
They were League One, and they were the top. I think they were second in League One, so they obviously looked like they were going up.
Yeah.
And obviously it was an obvious decision. I loved my time at Bury. Would have loved to stay there my whole career with all that set of lads, but we were already, a few lads went back from the parents and clubs, and they were on loan and stuff, and it was already starting to get a bit broken up. And unfortunately, Bury was not the club that could sustain or offer me the money that obviously Wednesday would offer me and stuff. So, it was an obvious decision. And I think it was Richie Barker at the time. I just said, it's a no-brainer, I want to go. So obviously went and signed and stuff, and it was just looking around, and that was unbelievable.
And talk to us about your debut. Was it at Hillsborough? Was it away?
Yeah, so it was at Hillsborough, at home to Charlton. So it was literally first v second. Well, it must have been knocking on 30. Yeah.
Wow. Was that one of the biggest crowds you played in front of then?
Probably, yeah. And it was just a complete different. I felt the nerves a lot that day, I think, and obviously Megson was a great guy, and he was very passionate. He actually took me up there. He done some mad things on that day. And I remember we would get to the dressing room about 1:30, any 3 o'clock kickoff. I think it was about 20. No, it was later because it must have been like knocking on 2, where I've always been in my career like to do my little bits and bobs properly before we go out. It was quite late, and he took me out. He's like, come with me. He took me out literally to the dugout, saying, right, started walking to the cop. I'm thinking, and there's already fans in the stadium. What's going on here? And he starts going up the cop, so we'll start walking up the cop.
Is this just you and him?
Me and him.
Okay.
This is on the match day of like playing Charlton, like first v second, and this is like fans are in the stadium already. He starts walking up, and he takes me right to the top. And obviously at the top, I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? It's massive. It looks so high up here and all that. And he goes, this is what I told him about. And I was like, yeah. Right, come on. Yeah. And he just like, and that was it. That's all he said.
Had he told you were starting?
Yeah, I knew I was starting from the Thursday, Friday. I did all the team shape and that. And then we walked down. I was just starting to think, this guy's mad. You know what I mean? Like, obviously it was class. I buzzed off it a bit, but like it was probably a bit close to kickoff. Do you know what I mean? I was still fairly young and come from Bury and 3, 4, 5,000 fans to 30,000 fans. I was like, whoa. But couldn't wait to get out there, but didn't go very well. We lost that day. Probably come off in about 60, 70 minutes. Hardly had a kick. The way Wednesday played at the time under him was just like your basketball. Do you know what I mean? Just like, and that didn't suit me. At Bury, we were always like total soccer. Get the wingers the ball, get involved, come inside, have freedom in your play off the strikers, play off your midfielders. There was none of that. It was just whack, and just trying to hope on scraps. I hardly got a kick. And I come off and I was like, oh my God. Do you know what I mean? I was a bit upset, you know.
Do you feel that typifies your time at Sheffield
Wednesday? Yeah, straight from the off. Weren't having it. It was a great club. I was appreciative there, but then I moved to a house in Denby Dale, which was a bad decision. I didn't want to be in Sheffield. Right. So I thought I'll move somewhere quieter, but I was still a young lad. Didn't enjoy that. I ended up flying back to my apartment all the time in Manchester. Obviously loved Manchester, so I was like, I need to be back. Yeah. So that weren't healthy.
So you never really settled?
No, never settled.
In the city with the club?
Megson was a great guy, but I never suited his kind of play. But then Dave Jones come in, put me straight in, had a cracking game. We actually played Bury. Okay. Got an assist. We won 4-0. I thought, happy days. This is it now. You know, he was much more like
your kind of manager.
My manager. He played football. I thought, happy days. Played a few games. And then I think it was Mikel Antonio who's obviously gone on to have a top career. He come back from injury and he put him straight in. And it was him and JJ on the wing, you know, 2 flying, strong wingers, fast. And they played basically till the end of the season. And I hardly got another kick. So it was weird. It was like, it was down, it was up, it was a bit down again. And then come back the next season, I was on the bench against Derby in the Championship. But I was always obsessed about playing at Bury. It was the same. You look at my first year, played 40. I always wanted to play, whether a tight hammy or something, I wanted to play.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to get out of here. No, I'm not sitting on a bench, whether it's Championship, Premier League. I don't really care. My old manager, Richie Barker, went down to Crawley, was straight on the phone to me, he wanted me there. And I was just basically forced my way out.
Do you think if you'd have stayed at Sheffield Wednesday, you might have got some, because you didn't make a Championship appearance?
No.
Is that a regret, do you think?
Yeah. This moment in my career and that decision was the biggest regret. One of the biggest regrets.
Leaving Sheffield Wednesday.
Of my career, of my life, to be honest. It was.
So it was a footballing decision, though,
yeah? Yeah. But I didn't love living in Sheffield. That probably played a part.
Yeah.
And maybe living down in London, that sounds a bit different. It was a bad decision on all fronts. I should have gone on loan, if anything. Mm-hmm. I have no doubt I would have played 100% some games, because there was lads who were in a worse position than me that
eventually got games, maybe
playing every week in the Championship, and I was like, it's always my biggest regret. But it is what it is. You can't live with regrets, and that's hindsight now.
I mean, while you were there, you still got a promotion.
Yeah.
How did it feel? Did it feel different to the Bury promotion?
Yeah, miles different. Yeah.
Did you feel part of it or not?
Not really. No. It's miles different.
So how did it feel? Because it was still a promotion.
Still a promotion. You still get the medal, but I've been one of them. If you don't play much of a part, I'm not one of them to still be jumping around like I've played every game. Do you know what I mean? It's just not in my character. Yeah. Where at Bury, I could fully enjoy it because I know I played a big part. Where at Wednesday, I know I didn't, and that reflected on how I felt and how I celebrated it. Do you know what I mean?
So, I understand.
But yeah, just a shame. And go down now. Obviously, still get tickets and stuff with my lad who supports Wednesday, and I think, God, I'd give my left arm to play for these. Do you know what I mean? But it's not the same. I was a young lad. I was probably a bit immature or whatever, and I just wanted to play.
No, and it's a respectable decision, though, isn't it? Because you did it for footballing reasons.
Yeah,
like I said, you wanted to play.
Yeah.
But let's fast forward then to Chesterfield. So this is the first time you played non-league, National League. Yeah. Still a good standard. Talk to us about how Chesterfield came about.
Obviously, text Cookie and said, would you be willing? I literally can't remember the message. Would you be willing to have a look at me? And he just put back, 100%. So I was like, wow, okay. And I knew that was 30 minutes from Sheffield. Chesterfield was like my ideal club, more for location at the time.
Of course,
So I just smashed the fitness and went in there on trial, and obviously, like, the rest is history a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Proved my fitness, signed on. Probably played more games than me, he imagined first year, and on we went from there.
And then we had another bit of playoff heartache again, shall we say? Talk to us about that. Was it Notts County?
Notts County, beat on penalties, which it's just the cruelest way to lose, in it. Like the Bury one, it was. We finished a long way behind Notts County.
Was it Wrexham and Notts County?
Yeah. So sometimes you think everything happens for a reason, but we were the much better team on the day.
I remember watching the game.
Yeah, we were close. So I think it was like 83rd or 84th minute. They equalised. Everything was going our way. We had an early penalty. We were playing well. Look, it didn't look like we were going to concede. And I remember looking up thinking, 5 minutes away here from promotion. Do you know what I mean? So excited. And then all of a sudden, our keeper Rossi was brilliant for us that season. Just made a bit of a mistake and went into extra time, took the lead again. Again, you fancied us, and then they scored again. And it was like, we just weren't very good and experienced in that department at the time. It was it kind of crept in from all the season. We had loads of goals in us, but didn't keep many clean sheets. We wouldn't see games out very well. And that kind of typified what happened at Wembley. And in the end, it went to pens, and it's a flip of a coin.
Of course, So, I understand. But again, you can use that experience, and you've got a lot of experience. Like you said, you're an older pro now. Senior pro. Using that again to move on to the next season, and obviously it ended very well.
That did leave proper fire in my belly, and I didn't let that go.
You won it quite early, didn't you?
Yeah, we absolutely blew it away, didn't we? It was actually a surreal feeling in the end, because, like I say, we won it so early, and then the gaffer wanted us to break this record, break that record, and we were a bit like flip-flops on a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And we didn't want to be. You still went out and you wanted to break the record, like I said earlier on, but it just doesn't have to. The job's done, and we were top. We won. We were champ.
Yeah.
So what else could we achieve apart from the odd record or two? So it was a really hard. Never had that feeling ever, because we won it so early. that it was like, it kind of calmed down then by the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? All the celebrations were kind of done, and it was like, oh, end of season now. We won it about 8 weeks ago. Do you know what I mean?
So back into League Two.
Yeah, which was
a few injuries started creeping in, didn't they?
Yeah, and so it was my Achilles, and obviously same injury as like my left one. Started to feel it even during them first couple of seasons. Trying to shake it off, had a few injections, played through it, trying to manage it. But I was buzzing to be back in the league at my age, and after like what looked like I was going out in the game after Barrow. So I was like, bloody hell, happy days. I want to enjoy this year. And that was my main thing. I want to go back and enjoy league football again. And if I don't play, I don't play, but I want to enjoy it. But I was never allowed to enjoy it. My Achilles was agony from the day one, and we went to Spain, and it was torture. It was like after training, I just couldn't wait to like get in the swimming pool, just like dip my foot in. So I carried on, and in the end, I remember it was always, I could always like run through it. No matter how much agony it was, I could get through it. And I remember doing a running session after one of the games at home. I was on the bench. It was like someone just shot it, and I had to stop running, and that was the first time. And then I rested it a bit that week, and then we played Grimsby at home in Johnson's Paint, Vertu Motors, whatever the cup's called, which I'm not a fan of. And I got it all right, and played about 60 minutes. And again, it just felt like someone shot it. And I was just like, wow. And then a few days after that, I remember limping to Oscar's school and stuff. And this was the first time probably then I thought, I need to retire.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be this guy when he's in his 40s or something that can't walk. And I'm going in that direction if I'm not careful.
So that was the main reason retirement happened?
That was a start. And obviously I needed an operation. The club were like great with me. We ended up deregistering because the gaffer wanted to make space in the squad. I was happy with that as long as everything stayed the same on my contract, and the club would sort me out with the operation and stuff, which they did, and they were brilliant with me. So that would be the end, really.
Well, mate, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a great episode. I hope you've taken something from this as well, and it really does show sport makes a huge difference.